out.
I had no clue.
On what?
In AP Bio, we have a test tonight. I think so. Elliot's due, or Elliot. Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Yeah, but I think we did too.
There was black. Hi, dear. How are you?
I
I know.
What? Well, they didn't. At least I see a project. They probably did. I don't think they did that project.
Yes, dear.
I have to go back to my first period class because my teacher, he didn't pick up our schedules and he went back to him and told us to go back and
Hurry. Did you get everything on the board, on the table over there? Grab those real quick and then go, okay?
So are these on hours?
Yeah, we're going to do them a little different. I'm going to show you everything in a few minutes. All right, guys, find the paper that says bell ringer, and we're working on 1 through 4, okay? And I'll tell you what everything else means in a minute. So what is the reason why we are going over this again, do you think? Review. Why am I? Because you're probably going to see it again. Grace, you were so smart. Okay, so here we go. You ready? Now, what does this -2 as an exponent means happens to this fraction? It flips. So that means that the numerator now goes to the denominator, right? And that means the denominator now goes to the numerator. And now it gets a +2 as an exponent. Just bringing some memories back, kind of. Okay. All right, what about when I had 1 base of b? What did I do to the 2 and the 4 if I had 1 base of b? You multiply them. Perfect, Matthew. All right, and then I have -2 squared. What's -2 squared? Positive. -2 times -2 is +4. And then I have 1 base of a, so I multiplied. 4 times 2 is 8. Do I have any like terms? No, so I am finished. Y'all think y'all can do 2 now? Okay, all right, y'all try 2 real quick. And then on 3, all you're doing is what? Distributing.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, that's when it's the other way around. This is already factored for you. All right, so y'all try those real quick, and I'm going to call some people up here and let them put them on the board. 2. There's the answer for 2 that Chloe gave you. P to the 18th, Q to the 6 over 125. The 3. We'll just change that 18 to a 27. There we go. There we go. On that one, did y'all get that for 3? She got hers right. And I need somebody to do number 4. Actually, we're kind of running short on time, so we'll do 4 together real quick. All right. Y'all okay so far on number 4 when I distribute x squared? All right, distribute the x. Everybody okay there? And distribute the x. And distribute. What's the -1? What's the only thing he does? Changes the what? Sign. Perfect. Okay, let's see. We only have 1x to the 4. And let's see. We have x cubed. So it'd be -2x cubed. Squared. So be 4, be 1. They cancel each other out. They all go away. And so it'd be 7x minus 4. Y'all okay? May have a question? Okay, here's what we're going to do. You ready? That goes in what section of your binder? The R section. So go ahead and put it up real quick. All right, you got a whole bunch of stuff, right? So So put that in your bell ringer section real quick. Get yourself organized. The next thing that you should be finding after you put that up is find that ACT packet. Find that ACT packet that I gave you. We're going to do ACT a little bit different than we did last semester, okay? All right. ACT says one of the best strategies that you can do is to work the first 30 problems. Does anybody know in how many minutes?
30.
23 minutes. 23 minutes. So we don't have enough time to do that, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to break it up, and we're going to do 5 problems in about 4 minutes. It's really a little less than 4 minutes, but we're going to call it 4 minutes, okay? So the first 5 problems, do not go past 5 and do not start yet, okay? So all you're doing is cheating yourself if you start early and if you cheat up with somebody else. It's all you're doing is cheating yourself, right? Because I'm trying to get you ready for the ACT. So everybody have it ready? You might need a minute. Don't start yet. Don't even look at it or read it yet. Get anything that you need real quick. I'm going to pull a timer up. We'll go. All right, does anybody need a second? Anybody need an extra second? Don't start yet. Don't cheat, because you just cheat yourself. Yes, ma'am.
I just don't have like that first page of the ACT. I've got like 16, 17, and 18, but I don't have like...
Everybody check and make sure that you don't have 2 pages. I think some people got a little confused about things. So make sure you don't have 2 pages. Do the first. You may have 2 first pages, anybody? Oh, I wonder where all it's going everywhere in here. It's right here.
What did you start with 16 and 17?
No, we should start number 1.
No. What? Because if she starts with 16 and 17, she's missing 2 pages.
Do you start with 16?
Yeah, it starts with 16.
Okay, we'll worry about that tomorrow, okay? We'll do it tomorrow. Okay, all right, 5 problems. 5 problems in 4 minutes. You ready? And go. 30 seconds. Time's up. What you think? It's a little stressful, right? No? You got it?
These questions are so much easier than it's on the
Not always. All right. So I give the ACT. I see them. I see what you see. All right. So go ahead and put that in your bell ringer section right behind your bell ringers, okay? So tonight, what is your homework? To check where? On Google Classroom. Yep, check your answers. I'm just going to post number 1 is whatever, number 2 is whatever, okay? And when we come back tomorrow, you're going to make sure you know which ones we need to go over, okay? Everybody good? Get it good? All right, next thing I want you to find is your calendar, okay? Find your calendar. You should have a calendar section of your notebook. We are done with Monday. That's a professional development day. Professional development day for teachers, teacher work day. On Friday, you might want to put a quiz question mark on Friday because we are going to either have a quiz on Friday or Monday. Okay? I'd really like to have it Friday, but I have it scheduled for Tuesday, so we can do it Tuesday if need be. But it would really, really be nice for y'all if we could have it on Friday. Why is that? So we can take other things a little slower, okay? So we can get through what we need to do. We can kind of maybe have a question mark of a quiz on Friday. When is your chapter test scheduled to be? Next Friday, okay? Are y'all good? Plus, that'll kind of save y'all from having a quiz and a test all in the same week, okay? All right, sweet. Here we go. So put that in your calendar section, and let's grab your notes. Let's grab your notes. Okay, first thing that you should see is a justification section, okay? So we're going to do a few of these over the course of a couple of days. What are you doing, Charlie? Okay. We're going to do a few of these, so keep this handy in your notes section, okay? So, but it's not really part of your notes, but we are going to do a couple of these justification problems a day, okay? So let's go. So, I have not numbered them by accident, so let's do this. You ready? This is page 1, so let's go through and number them real quick. Not all of them, but we're just going to number the ones we're going to do. This is page 1. Flip over on the back. See this page like this? That's page 2. That's page 2. Alright, so let's go with this. You ready? We'll go from there later. Alright. It's pretty easy to start with. What does the first example say? Can somebody read it for me? Did you get a set of notes? What? What is what? The justification problems that we just talked about?
No, but not one of the pages.
No, that's what we just talked about that we're going to do. But it's not one of their notes. We're going to do them for homework on a couple of days. So can somebody read number 1 for us? Example 1. Franklin, can you read example 1 for us, please, dear?
Given f of x plus x squared minus 4 and g of x equals 2x plus 1, find each function, indicate any restriction for the number.
Okay, so the only time you have restrictions, here you go, you ready? So if it says restrictions, really the only time you're going to have restrictions is when you're dividing, okay? That's what it's talking about. These are easy to start with. So look at these first 2 examples. What are we doing on 1A? We're adding, right? So let's look at the functions that they give us. So the way we can rewrite this, if you want to, is you can just say f of x plus g of x, okay? It's just a simpler way to write it. So here's what we do. F plus g of x is f of x. Let me move it up so y'all can see it. Let me zoom it in. I know that pencil's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Is that better? So what is our f of x?
X squared plus 5x minus 2.
There you go. And what's our g of x?
3x minus 2.
Perfect. And what are we going to do to those two functions? We're going to add them, okay? So we're going to say x squared plus 5x minus 2. That was our f of x. Maybe it helps you if you color code them. I don't know. And we're going to add that to our g of x.
If it's that easy, can you try and do it?
We can. But you know what I always do? I always write it for people that need it. All right, so here's our answer. You ready? F plus g of x is, do I have any other x squares? Nope. Do I have any x's to combine? I have 5x and I have 3x. What's 5x plus 3x, people? 8x. And I have negative 2 plus negative 2. That is not 0. That is negative 4. Boom, you're done. Y'all do 1b. Same thing. Got it? Sweet. Y'all try it real quick. Try b. Pause this. Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's see. Did y'all get x squared plus 2x? Like that? Y'all okay? Pretty easy, right? All right, let's flip over on the back on page 2. Page 2 coming up next on the back. All right, what are we doing on page 2, ladies and gentlemen? We are no longer adding and subtracting. What are we doing this time? We are multiplying and dividing. That restriction came in when I divided, right? All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down to 2a, and I want you all to try 2a real quick, okay? And then we're going to do 2b together. Y'all try 2a, where you multiply, and then we're going to do 2b together. Is division, right? Are y'all dead on me already this morning? Yeah? I know you had to wake up early. Okay, here we go. You ready? So, we're just going to divide the two. So, f of x was x squared minus 7x plus 2. And g of x was x plus 4, right? You remember that division stuff we did before? Don't worry, we're not doing it yet. It's coming, though. All right. Can this factor, though? Can this top one factor? Is there factors of 2 that'll add or subtract to be negative 7? No, there are not. So the very first thing you want to ask yourself, you may want to write yourself a note. Ask yourself if anything will factor, okay? So factor question mark is the first thing we're looking for. Will it factor? Okay? And if it doesn't, you have to give restrictions, okay? Because remember, from Algebra 1, what can this bottom not be equal to?
Something negative.
How much, Anthony? 0. It cannot be equal to 0, right? So what value of x would make this bottom equal to 0? Negative 4, Gracie. Very good. Okay, so our restriction is that x cannot equal negative 4. Because if it does equal negative 4, the bottom is equal to 0. And you can't have the denominator equal to 0, right? So, let's see how good you really are. You ready? What's happening at the graph at negative 4? Something special. It was a funny little word. Y'all all thought it was real funny to say it 1,000 times in Algebra 1 when you first learned it. No. Well, that one too, but there's another one. It starts with an A. Asymptote. Very good. There is an asymptote at negative 4. Very good. Are y'all okay?
What's that again?
It's the vertical line that is invisible. Remember when we did the graphs that look like these?
It's invisible.
Look, remember when we did these graphs like this? There was a vertical asymptote right here that those lines ran across, but they never touched, right? It's invisible, meaning that I know it's there because this line's going to get really, really, really close to it, but never touch it, right? Remember those from Algebra 1? I know it's been a minute. We talked about it in here, but it's been a minute since we've talked about it.
I learned none of it.
All right, let's go to the bottom. You ready?
Wait, that's it?
That's it.
What?
Wait, what?
Well, I mean, I can circle all that if I want to. It's just a big conglomeration. I can, but do you want to go through that whole solving of dividing stuff that we did before? Synthetic division?
Is that not what you're supposed to do?
Baby steps.
Okay.
Baby steps. We gonna get there, don't worry. That's why it's on your bell ringer for tomorrow, okay? Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. What does the guided practice for number 1 say to do? All of them. You're gonna add them, you're gonna subtract them, you're gonna multiply them, and you're gonna divide them, right? The key here is to make sure you do it in the right order, okay? Because if you don't subtract in the right order, you'll get the wrong signs. If you don't divide in the right order, you'll get the wrong thing on top and bottom, okay? Indicate any restrictions means that you're only doing that for which one? Division. There you go. All right, y'all try it real quick. Adding for us. So Sarah gave us 2 answers. You can either have the not factored form or the factored form. Either one is fine. Okay? Very good job, Sarah. Let's turn our music off. And did y'all 5x squared minus 7x plus 2 as multiplication? You all okay there? Yes? What about the division, x minus 1 over 5x minus 2, and you cannot have x is equal to 2 over 5? What happens if I were to graph y equals x minus 1 over 5x minus 2? What would happen at x equals 2 over 5? Asymptote. Very good. Can't happen, right? You get an error right there.
But will it show up as that graph?
Yes. Some of them are a little different. Depends on what cancels out. Some of them will be that graph. Some of them could be a little different of a graph. It just depends on what cancels. Are y'all okay? All right, let's flip to the next page. You ready? We got to get a few things done on the next page real quick. All right. Let's flip to the next page real quick. Let's get some of these stuff done, and we will call it a day, people. Yay. You ready? No.
Wait, are we on the next page?
We are on the next page, yes, ma'am. And what page number is this?
3.
This is page number 3. All right, so at the bottom of this page, it looks like this with number 2 at the top. And all this mumbo jumbo right here in the middle, this is page number 3. All right, number 2 is extra work if you need it. If you're having trouble with these, number 2 is some extra problems that you can do, okay? So number 2 is technically, quote unquote, your homework, but I will not take it up. So if you need to work some extra problems out, if you're having trouble with graphing, if you're having trouble with dividing, you can do just the dividing part on number 2, okay? If you're like, I'm a little weak on the multiplication, you can do just the multiplication on number 2. Y'all okay? Got it good? All right, let's look at number 1. Ready? See it down here at the bottom? Everybody good? Down here? All righty, here we go. Number 1. What in the world does this mean, first of all? So let's make it easy. You ready? Cover up that G. This is what we've done 1,000 times, right? What does this mean to do?
Multiply.
It's
It's the absolute value, but then
not absolute value. Those are brackets.
yeah, that's right.
What's this mean to do? Not multiply. You fill in what?
Oh,
Imaginary number.
the x.
Negative 2 for what, D? The x, right? In which function? H of x, right? So this one right here is the one we're going to deal with first. Are y'all okay? There's a reason why I'm still covering up this G. So let's do that first. We're going to do negative 2 squared. I'm just going off of this. X squared is negative 2 squared. plus 6 times negative 2 plus 8, right? There's a reason why I'm still covering up that G, because I don't want you to freak out yet. All right, what's negative 2 squared? 4. What's 6 times negative 2? And then plug all that happy stuff right into your calculator, and what do you get? How much do you get? You get 0. Very good.
Plus 8.
4 minus 12 is negative 8 plus 8.
You okay? All right. Now, what did we forget? What did we cover up? We did the G every time, right? And now, what does this finally mean to do?
Filling the X and G.
Fill in the X and G for 0. Perfect, Gracie. So now we're going to go off of this one, right? So negative 2 times X becomes negative 2 times 0. And plus 1 means my answer is 1, right? So how do I write that? G of H of negative 2 is how much? 1. Lord have mercy, what in the world does that mean? So, let's finish out 2 and 3 today, and tomorrow when we come back, I will show you the graph and show you what in the world that means, right? I cannot go up any further, guys. Let's see if I can maybe move this page up. Is that better? That's as far as I can go. As a Star Trek, I'm giving it all it's got, Scotty. Okay? Y'all love those movies. I still haven't seen the Star Wars movie yet. Don't spoil her. Don't spoil it. Don't do it. Okay, here we go. Ready? Can I go to number 2? Y'all ready? All right. Cover up that little F right there because he's making my life miserable, right? Which function am I going to deal with first? The G, which is the negative 2x plus 1. And what am I going to plug in for x?
3A.
3a. So it's going to be a little funky, but... So negative 2 times x becomes times 3a plus 1. And that is simply negative 6a plus 1. Are y'all okay? And then I'm just going to bring that f down. The clock is 2 minutes early. Sorry about that, guys. Y'all have a great day. We will finish this out tomorrow. Sorry the clock was early.